Okay, here we have the HexBug Nano RaceWay Habitat Set, and I've built a particular track that's shown on the front of the box. It's not the best track, certainly you can do better with the kit, but I want to just show you all the various parts and to show you what you actually get within a box. Okay, so you get, I'm going to do it from the close forefront of the camera to the end of the table, just so you can see all the various bits. So you get two of these loop backs. Now these loop backs are quite nice bits of track that you can use in conjunction with mazes, etc., where you're trying to trick and lose the bugs. They particularly come in useful with another piece we'll quickly get to. You get a total of 6 curved pieces. Now these curved pieces, I've just locked a couple here together, 3 of which will give you 360s, so you've got 120-degree curves, and you've got 6 of those. And you then go into this kind of skid chicane kind of arrangement. Now they're actually made up of, this is actually made up of 2 pieces, and they're actually these Y splitter pieces. So you can think about how you use that. I use these in many different ways in different sets with different track. I personally think this is one of the best ideas, but not so suitable necessarily to a race, because you've also got the option where it's purely 50-50 which bug goes which way, and you can get situations where both bugs go the same direction. So not perhaps so ideal in a race time trial, but it's a really good piece of track, and this is the only way you can get this track as of 2012. Excuse me. Now you've then got a series of straight pieces. You've got 8 in total of those, and I've just got a pair here just to show you them linked together like all these other pieces do. They're just linked by a bit of mild pressure, and they've got a very good male-female end on each end, so they're kind of hermaphrodite connectors. Going to the far end, you can see these orange bridges which have got a little flag on, and what you've actually got here is a flap that when the bug gently pushes through this flap coming from behind, as I'm doing with my finger, the flag auto pops up, so you get a really good indication of who's gone through first. So it's a really nice visual aid to racing. I think that's one of the nicest pieces with the track. And then going at the very end, you've then got some more of the curves, and you then got the 2 white standard hex cells, as I like to call them, the white standard hex pieces with the doors that allow you to shut and open on each of the 6 facings. What you also got going into them are these one-way door flaps, or traps as you might want to call them. They're really quite clever. They're already pre-labeled to go and stop, and basically a bug can go in through the go direction and can't through the stop. So they're brilliant to make sure that the bug doesn't come back and loop back on the race, but they're also brilliant in other contexts and other settings, because you basically can have one-way doors in mazes, etc., as I show better in other of my videos. Okay, so what else do you get with the set? You get, as you can see on the table, some shiny sheets of stickers. So this is allows you to decorate quite extensively the starters, which I've not talked about yet. I'll go through that at the very end, because these are a little bit peculiar. And allows you to put go labels and circle labels, etc., on all kinds of various pieces and trackway. And the further away up the table sticker set actually allows you to put kind of HexBug Nano crowd people on the trackways, so you've actually got a kind of lining. So you can really make this quite a silver, red and blue glitzy showpiece, and certainly you can have some good races with this. Okay. So the last bit of track is this 2-piece starter grid area, and I'm going to show it to you in the 2 parts. So basically the top, all that is actually a pusher. Okay, so that allows you to kick the bugs off together. So it allows you to simultaneously press bugs and let them go through. So not as you might expect to allow them to go through, because this is actually magnetic. What I'm going to do is quickly start one of the bugs off, and I'm going to quickly show you what I mean. It's quite a strong magnet under here, and it will hold fast a bug. So that's on, it's buzzing, it's trapped, and the idea is that I'd have this push mechanism on top, and I'd then kick it forward. Thus, you've got to be a little bit more careful. That was a real shove, and he'd be on his merry way. Okay, so you get 2 of those, and they are the push starters, and they have magnets in the very bottom. So those orange pieces of track, although they're the same length as a normal grey piece of track, they will not allow a bug to drive over them in any normal way. Okay, so, and the last but not least are these two special bugs. And they're special because, not just because they're numbered 1 and 2, they're red. They're only available in the RaceWay Habitat Set. So you've got the red numbered 1 and the blue numbered 2. But they also come in the tube with some extra bits. And you only get these bits also with the RaceWay. So although the bug normally sits at the end, what you've also got in the neck of the tube is a clear overriding shroud, as well as, and this isn't quite fiddly, but I'm going to pop this out, what I call a pair of legs. So it's actually a new battery cover. So unlike normal bugs who have just a smooth base, what you can do on these bugs is actually replace the battery cover and give them a set of legs. Okay, so there's actually 4 legs now that are quite proud. Now in this configuration, this setup, as such, this is the race mode. Okay, so you've got yourself shrouds, legs, or you can run them as basic bugs with no legs and normal battery cover in a normal mode. And I'm going to just quickly show you in a couple of races what that kind of feels like and how it reacts. So be careful when you open the tubes. Don't throw away the seemingly clear plastic, because in the back, in the neck of the tube, you've got some extra pieces that you can only get with this kit. Okay, now I've got another couple of these bugs sitting there. Let me get that orange top away. So I'm going to kick off these bugs. So putting 1 in the trap, number 2's in the trap, and I'm going to gently release them. So you can get a reasonably fair start, and as I predicted, this skid chicane has already created a little conflict, and worse than that, both the bugs went down one way, which is pretty rubbish, as I'm sure you'll agree. Now the blue bug in this second race is actually in race mode, and they're raring to go, and I'm going to release these 2 now. Blue got just ahead, at least they've gone different ways. Now the blue bug was doing a little bit more oscillation, possibly caused by the shroud, not sure. Does it run faster? Don't really think so. So obviously they've got different stages of batteries here, and it's absolutely not fair to not race bugs with the same kind of power, high powered brand new fresh battery. So it's the kind of thing where you're going to be changing your batteries quite regularly to keep those bugs buzzing. It's a good value for money set because you get a lot of track. You don't get many cells, you get a lot of track, and these specialist parts you can only get in this configuration. So the flags, the loop backs. I'm not keen on the starters myself. I don't think they're that useful. I think you can just let the bugs go in a reasonably coordinated manner. And I think that's quite a lot of expense in this kit. But I really like the Y splitters, and I really like the one-way traps. The one-way traps I find fantastic use. So as you can see, the bugs just cannot come back towards us because of the one-way trap, and there's absolutely nothing they can do to get out of there. Okay, it's like I say, a good set. I think it's a little bit of a compromise set in that the options that they have out of the box aren't anywhere near as good as you can get if you have a couple of other sets. I think once you've got a little bit more track, or maybe 2 of these sets, really is a phenomenal set, and I recommend it not on its own. I certainly wouldn't recommend somebody get this as a first habitat set. If it's a second or third, fantastic. I think you'll find outside of just the RaceWay kind of ideas, outside of just having these special bugs with their configuration, the extra options you can add to your larger habitat sets with more than one set is really exponential. These traps and loopbacks, etc., really allow you to do some quite clever maze type operations, and it's one of my favourites. So I personally don't use the stickers, etc. You absolutely can adorn all your figures, etc. There's quite well shaped stickers for the arrows and loopbacks. I quite like it plain. I think the bugs add the colour. You only get these RaceWay bugs in this kit, and as far as I can tell, there's nothing different. They're not faster bugs. The only difference is, as I explained, the shroud and that little special battery cover with those 4 legs, which is a fiddly operation to put on and off, but if you change batteries, you'll know what it's about. What I will do is I'm going to set up proper races, and what I mean by that is quite extensive tracks, long runs, and I'm not going to have the opportunity for the bugs to meet each other, so I'm going to set up some identical tracks on two sides of the table, and I'm going to actually do some proper time trials, fresh batteries, with or without shrouds, these 4 Raceway bugs, as well as some stock standard bugs, and let you see what you think, and that'll be in another video.